Well, hello everyone. Welcome to Divine Debut 11. This is Kathy speaking. Thank you so much for joining me here today, this Tuesday, the 11th of March of 2025. I hope that you're all doing well. The messenger is here. As the moon is transiting through Leo. This is what I wanted to show you here. Sun and Saturn in Pisces. They are together right now. So, well, Saturn, which speaks to limitations and boundaries and the law and karma. Maybe the sun there in Pisces is going to light up. What are the blockages? What is the work that we need to do? What is the karma that we need to deal with at this time? We're a couple of days, 2-3 days before the lunar eclipse in Virgo, a full moon in Virgo, my dear friends. So something is completing relative to that new moon that we had back in September in the Virgo season last year. What is completing? What are we releasing? What is culminating? Virgo can speak to duties, service, work, health, practical matters. Let's see what's going on, because it is the Pisces season still, and happy birthday if you're celebrating your birthday. Round about now, very close to the eclipses, so you're going to have a whole year of things closing up. You're dealing with a lot of karma because, well, I should say karma dharma, because if you're a Pisces, the North Node is there, you know, the North Node. And not only the North Node, Saturn is there, Neptune is there, the Sun is there, of course, and we've got Venus and Mercury in Aries. Venus is retrograde, my dear friends. So lots of old stuff coming up relative to Venusian matters, to communication. I don't know about you, but my phone, my mice, as you can see, I'm using a PC mice here. My mice are not working. Everything technologically speaking and communication wise, it's been really hard. Even though Mercury has not retrograded yet, Mercury rules this eclipse that's going to happen Friday. And but Mercury having gone through Pisces, it's all about trying to make sense of logic where there's no logic. It's madness. So we don't know what's true, what's not. Our communication is not good, and Mercury hasn't even retrograded yet. Can you imagine that? Let's see, because the messenger reads the energies. Remember, we're all in this together. Energetically, what's going on in the now? We've got the sun and shine, matters pertaining to the heart chakra. We see the light beaming out from her heart chakra. If your heart isn't into something that you're dealing with now, it's time to let that go. Okay? That's what it's all about. That's what it's all about. Something is ending, culminating, completing in our life. For each of us, it will be something different. Let me just get another candle. I've got candle all over my hands. That's all right. Let's have some light where this Pisces season is concerned. Pisces, it could be the soul, right? It's connection to the divine. Or is it illusion? Is it deception? Is it betrayal? Look at what's going on in the world. So much. I could sit here and talk to you for hours, but this is the messenger is here. Talk to you for hours relative to the political scene, but let's leave that. This is not a political video. So let's see what's going on in our lives energetically. What is it what's going on for us? This is a very, very important time for the areas in your chart which rule or which are ruled by the mutable signs. So Virgo, Pisces, Sagittarius and Gemini. Very, very important time as the eclipses are happening in that mutable cross. But the second eclipse at the end of the month, on the 29th, is on the axis Aries, Libra. That's the last eclipse. Now I'm doing the eclipse analysis, which is the full moon on the 14th, and the 29th is the new moon. New moon in Aries, and it's a solar eclipse, but we're also having the spring equinox relative to the northern hemisphere. The southern hemisphere, obviously the autumn equinox. So the new astrological year is just around the corner. It's as though we're coming to some sort of a closing, ending, right? Pisces is the 12th house. So let's see what's going on energetically, dear Spirit. Do concentrate. For you personally, there could be some message in this reading for you. Let's see what's going on. The Magician, Gemini, Virgo, and Mercury. We've got the Page of Wands here, Aries energy. There's enthusiasm, there's communication. We've got air, fire, and earth. This is about communication as well. We've got a reverse card. Interesting, as I don't usually read reversals, but the Chariot in the reverse, and we know Mars now, this is Cancer. Mars is direct now in the sign of Cancer, but it's having this in the reverse is like, it feels like there's the inability to move forward yet. It's not time to move forward yet, I feel I need to tell you. Just a moment. There are themes relative to the past that are holding us back. Now this could be a message of enthusiasm promising a move. This could be a long distance, short distance, could be a house move, but it's also overcoming any obstacles that are we're still facing those obstacles. Maybe after this lunar eclipse, this full moon, it's going to be a total where the light of the sun on the surface of the moon is going to be blocked by the earth. So there'll be a moment of darkness, and it's going to take us back a few years. It's going to take us back a few years, look back to maybe 2015, 2016, when we had a similar eclipse. What was going on for you back then? This is like hold-ups, something not able to happen yet. Maybe it's a promise for the future. Yep, something needs to go. There's a death. We've got the death card. Scorpio comes through as well. Something is changing. Something is being released. Big changes on the horizon. My goodness. Scorpio, Taurus. Fixed signs. It's like this cardinal water of Cancer is, and of course Aries energy here, more about the cardinal coming through, but what needs to go is maybe the inability to move, being fixated on a particular situation. Maybe it's got to do with timing. This is change where family, also our beliefs are concerned. Remember, the Hierophant does speak also to marriage or contracts or commitments, agreements, right? And again, also our beliefs, because Pisces is also our beliefs. It's a very important time, cosmically, worldly, and personally, everyone. Big changes happening for everyone. And of course, with what's going on in the world and for us personally, yes, we could be going through a metamorphosis relative to our beliefs. Things that we believed in the past are no longer important, or no longer believable. We can't believe in something that was not working for us. We need to make the changes. And of course, this could speak to changes with our money, our securities. Scorpio, Taurus, that's the axis of financial security. It's also values, intimacy, fears, a fear of change, obviously. And we know Taurus is the most fixed sign of the lot. But we see the two keys here. And the keys, because Mars is also in a square, difficult aspect over to Chiron. Chiron is that open wound, possibly that we're working through. Could be connected to our childhood from past lifetimes as well. This is the third time that Mars is now squaring off to Mars from Cancer, squaring over to Aries, where Chiron is now moving direct. Now maybe we find the resolution to heal a wound or to learn to live with it and move forward. Nevertheless, two keys can speak to two different situations. Could be two homes, two relationships, two options. Wow, you see, something has got to come to an end. This is the moment, the darkest before the dawn. Look towards that lunar eclipse when there's no light coming from that full moon. Full moons are already difficult. They always, they can be very stressful. Not to say that there aren't good aspects with this full moon, but a lunar eclipse is a full moon on steroids. So you can imagine if a normal full moon is challenging and stressful and, it's like we've reached the end of the road. Can you imagine now an amplified full moon? So whatever we've been stuck on, this is probably the hand of spirit. It's fate stepping in. Remember that eclipses are portals. Okay, so a portal is an open door, and today's the 11th of March. To me, the 11 is the portal. The third month is the month of expansion and growth. 3 is the Empress. But for that expansion and growth and that success, we need to walk through that portal. Walking through that portal involves leaving any betrayal, any challenges, and the darkness behind. Not fearing change, not fearing speaking our truth, being truthful, looking at things from, without those rose-colored glasses. And that's what maybe the sun on Saturn will heal. Because remember, Saturn is in Pisces, and Pisces is the illusion. It's the deception. We're not seeing things clearly. And the sun comes up to dry up those clouds so that we could see clearer. The sun is the ego. It's the spirit. It's happiness. It's matters of heart. Remember the sun here. So if your heart is not in it, it's leaving you. We've got a Knight of Cups, Scorpio, Cancer, Pisces, and the Knight of Swords. These could be two different people that you're dealing with. If this is relative to romance or just generally relationships, we've got a Knight of Cups here, which is bringing a creative offer, a romantic offer forward. We've got a Knight of Swords, which he speaks his truth. He cuts through the nebulousness. He cuts through the misconceptions, the deception. He doesn't fear looking at the truth. He holds that Ace of Swords, which is the opportune moment to surgically remove any situation which has kept you back, where there's been no enthusiasm, no truth, no ability to make magic, no ability to move forward. Remember, this was in the reverse. Now, Cancer season could be a very important season, right? Since Mars and has been retrograding through Cancer. Now, remember, if this is relative to love, because Mars now is moving, he is moving direct. But with Venus, the lovers of the zodiac, they're in a difficult aspect. They're in a 90-degree angle. Venus from Aries, who's retrograding, and who's going through a death and a rebirth, Venus is, which can mean change with your finances, your self-worth, your pleasure, your peace, your fun within your life, your security, your financial security. She's retrograding and she's going through a rebirth, a death and a rebirth. She's becoming much more combative, much more courageous in Aries, yes. She's becoming more masculine, and masculine is all about not fearing. It's about, cardinal fire, going on that journey. The journey that's promised here. This is a minor arcana. It's like the Fool for me. But to do that, this is what we need to look at. Knight of Cups, uncertain about being able to offer this, right? He's got that armor which he's protecting his heart. He's uncertain about bringing this offer forward, whether it's a creative offer. It is a very creative time. You know, Venus moving back into Pisces very soon. It's a time of creation. It's a time of wondrous opportunities, as Mars is going to enter Leo in April, and that's when we're going to be revving up, where, you know, and he's going to be connecting with, Mars from Cancer is going to be connecting with Venus. The lovers are going to be in a positive aspect. So they're not only the lovers, it's the yin and the yang coming together and working together and not in opposition. The oppositions or the difficult aspects, let's say, being at a battle, means that change needs to happen. We need to get uncomfortable. The time is now. Ace of Wands, opportunity. The light comes on. And we've got an Emperor here. Could be any sign, of course. We've got a Six of Wands. Leo comes through, Aries, Taurus, and any other sign that could be important for you. Could be any sign at all. Okay, this could be a Leo, someone who's got strong Leo placement because he's sitting on the Six of Wands. So remember, this is a general reading, but the Emperor means security, stability, control, responsibility, and that's what Saturn on the Sun means, because the Sun is coming up to Saturn, and the Sun is a leader. Here we've got a leader, someone that's very passionate, someone that's going to grab this opportunity, the opportunity to create. There's inspiration, there's the desire here to create some sort of stability. Remember, this is the Emperor. Boss, father, spouse, grandfather, could be anyone in your life. It could be as an energy. It's about knowing that you are safe and secure. Let's see how the lunation ahead of us, the lunar eclipse, how that's going to be affecting us at this time, what's coming through relative to Selene, the moon, as she's transiting through Leo, which Leo is a fixed fire sign, being fixated on our desires, being fixated on creating something, nurturing and loving that inner child, doing things for our heart that make us happy, honoring that inner child. What is going on? A fiery climax approaches, full moon in Aries. Well, that could be talking about the Libra season last year, or the forthcoming ahead in the Libra season, which won't be an eclipse, because the last eclipse of the month, 29th of March, that solar eclipse in Aries, that's the last eclipse on the axis Aries, Libra. So the I versus us, something is completing. It's the last eclipse, right? So it's like wrapping up a 2-year cycle, roughly. But a fiery climax approaches, and Aries is all about beginnings, but a full moon is an ending, right? A new start is coming, new moon, and that's the new moon in Aries, a solar eclipse that's on steroids, right? It does look like an eclipse too, doesn't it? A new start is coming. Always with a full moon, when we're wrapping things up, and as we wrap something up, something new begins, right? Have faith in your dreams. Waxing crescent moon. Waxing crescent moon, yes. Well, we're coming up to a full moon, so it's a waxing crescent means that the moon is still filling out. So something is going to start, and obviously is going to be progressing. Let's see what's at the foundation. Nothing is yet set in stone, mutable moon. And of course this is a mutable moon because Virgo is a mutable sign. So yes, nothing is set in stone. Surely, because when you think something is a certain way, don't kid yourself, it's not. That's not going to be the outcome. The energies are very interchangeable right now. Let's look at the psyche. Let's look at the emotions. Let me just lower that. Everyone wants to talk to me today. One of those days. Vibrations. Pay attention to the sign synchronicities. Maybe it's a good time to meditate as you're seeking the answers. There's a purging going on, and that's Scorpio energy. Something is leaving us. Something is dying. So therefore we can heal. You can see the 7 chakras are in alignment here. Obviously, we're leaving something or a situation or someone that was, you know, that hasn't been good for us. That's made us lose our balance, our centers. We need to get centered here, and through meditation, a little bit of alone time, that may help. Soulmate, we've got an offer on the table, a very romantic offer. We've got the Knight of Cups here. Let's see, with the fire, and the fire is desire. It's quick, right? Big dreams. Something that you've always wished for. That's very Piscean. Pisces, Aries for me. Let's see, because as the Sun is conjoining with Saturn, though, it's in very good aspect to Mars in Cancer. And we've got the 2 malefics, Saturn from Pisces, Mars in Cancer. They're in a trine, and that's the hand of spirit. It's a flowing aspect. So what we see, we will be understanding what is it that's been holding us back, or what is it that we still need to do so that we can move forward and have the options. Remember, Saturn is sort of closed off. He's limiting our forward momentum. He's limiting us receiving that dream, because Saturn is saying get grounded, don't live in a dream. There may be practical matters that are blocking this wish fulfillment of yours. So the Sun is going to be able, as the Sun conjoins with Saturn, the Sun burns, which means dying, which means letting go of the limitations. Okay, and there are the signs pointing us the way. Communication. This is communication through, through our higher self. This is telepathy. This is it's like the 8 of Wands for me. So expect lots of communication. So far it's happening for me. Lots of communication. Someone's seen things from an elevated point of view, and that also speaks to communication. There's been, someone's been observing another person's social media here. There could be communication also through social media here today, which may clear the air about a difficult ending, a misunderstanding, and a fear of betrayal. There is an opportune moment. See the growth on this wand. It speaks to blooming. Spring is in the air, which is just around the corner, my dear friends. So spring is all about happiness. It's all about getting out there, getting out and about, connecting. Spring speaks to abundance. Think about it. The earth Gaia is giving us the fruit. Much is promised. Let's see what the Lenormand shows. We have the lily. The lily, we've got the tower, we've got the mountain, 2 very strong Saturnian cards. So the lily to me is morality and ethics, but it's also there's a sexual connotation to it. So we see the blockages that someone's trying to do things by the book. But this is also a spiritual connection or a past connection. It's the Virgo card, which is talking about hygiene and, you know, cleaning a situation up, clearing things up, change through effort, through service. You know, the mountain can also speak to great strength. So needing to be strong, needing to be mature, says Saturn, so that you can build on that dream. So after the blockages, after a certain ending, because we've got a 19 and a 21. 19 is also the sun here. So we've got 19, 21 and 20. This is like taking a step back. Feeling, because we see the garden, which is like, it could be a physical meeting, but it could also be someone's reputation, someone's happiness. We see Venus here in the, she's rebirth, she's getting that rebirth, she's being born through that shell, as we've seen images of Venus as she, you know, she came up from the froth after that battle between who's going to win the, you know, the Titanic battle between Uranus and Saturn. And remember that Venus is the daughter of Uranus, who was a Titan, and Saturn was a Titan as well. And think about it, the fact that Uranus, which is transiting through Taurus is the earth, it's Mother Gaia. So Uranus and Gaia in mythology, they were a couple. And when they would connect, in which case they're connecting, and they've been connecting ever since Uranus entered Taurus back in 2017, 2018, what is birthed from the sky, Uranus, the sky god, connecting with Gaia, the earth, Taurus, is Titans. And there's a titanic, if I can use that term, battle going on in the sky, and as above so below. But from that is also is the birthing of Venus, the goddess of love, peace. She can be the goddess of war as well, as she's transiting through Aries. Remember that she's going through a death as she's connecting with the sun. And the positive is, at this point, that Saturn and the sun, they're in good connection to Uranus as well in Taurus. So, and that, you know, took me down that mythology, down memory lane, which is Mars in Cancer, right? That Venus and the sun are going to connect where she's going through a rebirth, and we see her being birthed again on that shell through this fountain. Whatever that Venus rebirth means for you, it's going to give you, because it's more about the practical, because Venus in Aries, she's going to be the morning star, and she's more materialistic, right? And at some point she will enter Taurus again, where it's going to be a brand new story. She will have gone through that rebirth, that battle, as she's fighting for love, she's fighting for self-worth, you know. And the promise here is that because it's a 20, and 20 is judgment. Judgment is that rebirth, but through the help of Archangel Michael, saying that there are opportunities here to rebirth, to rise up, to resurrect your life after a death of the old. Nothing can be the same for either of us. But this is a promise here, because it's a 20. 20 breaks down to a 2. 2 means two people, balance. It can also speak to a battle between two. So severing, where there's been no harmony and balance. Remember, the South Node is in Libra still, and we've still got to see that last eclipse on that axis. But there's so much promised ahead, dear friends. Interesting. we've got the divine feminine, so it's the feminine archetype, maybe needing to be in her yang energy, as to keep fighting for what she wants to create. And she's looking at the two birds. Two birds means partnership, relationship, news. They're building a nest at the top, at the top of the tree. So obviously that's to keep their home safe. They're preparing, these two birds are preparing a new home for their offspring, right? So number 12, which is also the 12th house of Pisces, a new home, a new life is being built, is being prepared. But to do that, as I said, there needs to be some sort of change. The ending. Okay. Let's take a message from Spirit. And this is the angels of abundance, if you're wondering. Let's see what the angels want to advise today, or whenever you receive this message. And I want to take 3 Sibillas on this 10 of Swords. So stick by me, stay with me. What is the message? Positivity, faith, and optimism. You open the doorway to positive experiences and opportunities with your positive expectations and energy. Do not allow negative energy or temporary setbacks to interfere with the path that you are on. Keep the faith and keep going. And we see Leo here. We see the angel, obviously, but we see the lion here. So Leo, as I said, if your heart is not in it, then let it go. I'm going to take one more. Block out distractions. Your life purpose and other priorities need your undivided attention, so it's time for you to take charge of your schedule and working environment by turning off electronics and avoiding anyone or anything that distracts you from what's important. You already know what those distractions are, and you have the power to responsibly block them out. There's that word, responsibility. So block out distractions from, looking to what is your path. What is it that you're trying to manifest right now? Stay positive, stay faithful to what it is that you're hoping to manifest. Sometimes what we're letting go of is not going to be easy. There may be a few tears here and there, but this is what is fated. This is what Spirit wants for us. It's not going to be easy. Eclipses are never easy because they do eclipse things from our life. I get the goosebumps as I say that. So there's a lot of thought here. Pensiero is like the hermit. A lot of thought about contracts, about which way we're going, what money we need to pay out, whether there's been reciprocity. It's the Six of Pentacles, which is also a very karmic card for me. Libra comes up as well. Needing to pay one's dues. As you can see, he's looking back to the past. The Hermit is Virgo. The eclipse, the full moon, is in Virgo. The Hermit could be an advisor. This could be an advisor. It could be a doctor. It could be anything. And remember, Virgo, Pisces axis does speak to health. Okay, health. Not only physical health, but also emotional, psychological. There could be any bad habits that some of us need to let go of as well. It could be the bad habit, could be what we intake, could be what we eat, what we drink. It could be cycles that we've been in. Our weaknesses. We've got sacerdote. Sacerdote is the Hierophant. Here he is. And it's a 13, and he's hiding something underneath his cape. So there are secrets relative to contract, relative to someone going through divorce, change of beliefs, change of family, change of business. Those conservative just that conservatism, that not wanting to change, how things were always done. Maybe a little bit of tweaking is necessary. And positive news comes from a distance. This news has been taking a while because the postman back then was on foot. And it's a number 11, just like 11th of March today. It's positive news that's coming in. This news will be about change. Change in finances, change in lots of things. So we've got Virgo, Taurus here. Earth speaks to stability, practical matters. And we've got Amore, little Cupid, 4 of Cups, also changes in relationships. 4 of Cups is missed opportunities. Cupid was the son of the love child of Venus and Mars. The child means something new, and this does speak to being poisoned by something. This, whoever's hit by this poisonous arrow cannot fall out of love. That is something very hard to let go of. But we've also got the Vedavor, 3 of Swords. He's crying over some loss. We've got the Divine Masculine letting go of a past life, chapter, person. This is the Widower. Whether it's a physical loss, it could be. We've got the Death card here. Could be a physical loss. Or it could be a metaphorical loss, an emotional loss, whatever that is. And it's got to do with love. It's got to do with the sweetheart here. I don't know. It will be a different story for each of you, my dear friends. But let's take the most important signs that are coming through for today. Thank you for liking, sharing, subscribing, and commenting. It helps the channel survive. Thank you for your love and your support always. Those especially who are on Patreon, thank you so much. Let's see which signs are significant. We've already mentioned the other signs here. Taurus, Leo, the fixed signs. Cancer, all these signs have been mentioned already. Gemini's been mentioned with the Magician. Aries, which I mentioned here with the enthusiastic, crazy, I want to take this journey, but it's not open yet. This is like being spontaneous, but there are issues that are taking us back, right? And Libra. These are the most important signs that have come through, as well as the other signs mentioned, my dear friends. So, interesting that Virgo did not come out. Interesting. In these cards, nevertheless, because of the eclipse, that's why I'm saying it. But, and Pisces didn't come out. Well, we shall see. We shall see. Solitude. We see the Divine Feminine in solitude here. Checking someone's social media out. But this is like the elevated view of what's really going on. Why are there question marks? Maybe there are lots of answers coming in for all of us in the near future. Today, tomorrow, next week, from the 14th of March with the first eclipse until the 29th of March, till that second eclipse, that window of that portal. That's going to be the most important time. So brace yourselves, my dear friends, as the eclipses they're in action already. So pay attention to what happens to you and in your life. It's all fated, all meant to be. So let's accept, continue, move forward, and keep the faith, keep the positive attitude. Love and light. Thank you so much, my dear friends. We'll be back tomorrow with the love reading, so make sure you're tuning in, make sure you're subscribed and that you're being notified. If you're not notified, check that you're being notified, because many of you are not. All right, love and light, and thank you so much. Love you all.